So breaking right now, Vladimir Putin now meeting with the heads of Russian security services after speaking to the people of Russia about the uprising that occurred over the weekend. Senior Foreign Affairs correspondent Greg Palkot live from Kyiv with the breakdown of what Vladimir Putin just said to the Russian people. Hi, Greg.
Hi, Martha. Yeah, remarkable stuff. We'll give you the breakdown, and really the breaking up of society is what Vladimir Putin talked about, and he claimed that he had avoided it. Let's just step back just for one moment here, remind our viewers what happened over the weekend. The Wagner mercenary group, head by Yevgeny Prigozhin, left Ukraine, went into Russia, took over a big city there, then went up to Moscow, got within about 120 miles of it, turned around when they said there was a deal, and actually withdrew. We heard earlier today, Martha, from Prigozhin, and he said in an audio message that, in fact, he wasn't trying to topple Putin, and he was sorry about those 13 Russian soldiers that they killed, but he had a problem because he thought Putin was trying to get rid of his force, and he also had a problem the way Putin was running this war. Well, that happened a couple hours ago, Martha, and Putin wasn't going to let that stand. In a recorded message that ran on state TV, which we just saw a few moments ago, Putin responded. Let me give you a rough paraphrase of a key part of this message. He said, and I'm quoting here, "From the very beginning of the events, all necessary decisions were immediately taken to neutralize the threat, to protect the constitutional order, life and safety of our citizens. An armed rebellion would have been suppressed in any case." He went on to say, "The organizers of the rebellion, betraying their country, their people, betrayed those who were dragged into the crime. They lied to them, pushed them to death under fire to shoot at their own. It was this outcome, fratricidal, that Russia's enemies wanted." So basically, Martha, Putin is raising the specter of civil war in his country, and he is claiming that he's the one that avoided the civil war, that headed that off. He was a little bit vague about the future of the Wagner force. He said they could either sign up with the Russian military or go to neighboring Belarus. Remember, in that deal that ended this all on Saturday, supposedly Prigozhin, the leader, would go to Belarus, and it's unclear exactly whether he's going to go, because Prigozhin didn't say where he was going to go. So it seems like, number one, Putin was very vague about the future of Wagner. Number two, he was saying that his country was on the brink, which has got to unsettle a whole lot of people. But number three, he said that he was the one that solved everything and everything's back to normal and don't worry about it, Russia. But in fact, his words have got to be very disturbing to a lot of people who watch Russia, who watch this region, and including from the folks here in Ukraine who are still doing battle with Russia. Yeah. Martha.
We will see where it goes. Thank you very much. Greg Palkot reporting live from Kyiv.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.